everybody, how's it going? It's Melissa Thomas with C2C Stamping, and I'm going to go ahead and share this video. But I'm really excited to show you a little bit of gold gilding. So we're going to tackle some gold gilding tonight, and we're going to look at the art gallery suite, which is a beautiful suite, and I can't wait to show it to you. So let me get you guys all turned around and situated, and let's have some fun. All right, here we go. Hey, all right. Let me go ahead and get this in my mount. Sorry, this is the new mount situation, so I just want to make sure I'm not messing anything up. Beautiful. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to pull this over here. I have to charge my phone tonight while we're doing this, sorry, and so I'm gonna make sure it stops rocking. But if you're here, say hello. Can't wait to chat and see how everything's going, how everyone's doing. Let me pull out my project for tonight. Tonight, I'm gonna show you first a couple of really beautiful samples from the art gallery suite. And then I've got a great project to show you. So let me get all my stuff organized and let me pull us up on the laptop so that I can see us. All right, if you're here, if you want to say hello, that'd be great. And if you want to share so that we can have more people join us, I would love to say hi and have lots of people join our fun stamping group. All right, so there we go. I can now see us over here. Hello. Okay, lovely. So before we get started with that, I wanted to make sure to bring up the paper pumpkin for next month, or for this month actually. So today is the deadline, 2 deadlines today. One is the deadline for the Butterfly Brilliance that I'm doing for bingo. So our bingo, fun Stampin' Up! Bingo event that's happening next week, Friday night from 7 to 9. Oh, thanks, Kathy. These are swaps I got. So I did not make these. I'm going to just own that. But tonight is the deadline for Paper Pumpkin and for my bingo. So bingo is next week, Friday. I haven't had as many people come as I thought we were gonna have come, so I'm a little sad. So if you're thinking about bingo and you're on the fence, please, please come. It's gonna be so great, and I'm so excited to be doing it with my friend Susan, who's a demonstrator. She was on Global Council, Demonstrator Council, and she is based out of Albuquerque. And then tonight is also the deadline for Paper Pumpkin, which is a beautiful kit that includes 8 cards, 4 of each design, stamps, ink, everything. And then the freebie this month is a set of 4 beautiful stencils, including this mountain and lake stencil that we'll play with. And so this is the freebie with this month's Paper Pumpkin, but today is the deadline. So don't miss the deadline to get Paper Pumpkin this month. I think it's going to be a beautiful kit. Tonight, we are going to play with Art Gallery, and I wanted to show you a couple of swaps that I got that I thought were really beautiful and that showcase the suite really well. Now, the bigger question is, can I find my stamp set? Oh, that's funny. Hold on. I cleaned my office, y'all. I cleaned my office. Uh-oh. All right, so hold on, let me find it. Well, that's interesting. I can't find my stamp set. That's weird. How very strange. Okay, I'm confused. Sorry. I did clean my office, which was a monumental and exciting occasion. But apparently I cleaned it so well that I don't know where my art gallery stamp set is. Okay, well, okay, well, I'm going to show off as much as I possibly can from this card that we're going to make, and then, yeah, we'll take it from there. My apologies. No idea what happened to this stamp set. Okay, that's going to drive me crazy, but it's cool. I'm just going to move on. Okay, so this suite is on page... what of the spring catalog? Yes, it's on page 32 and 33 of the spring catalog, and it features a beautiful stamp set, and the art gallery stamp set, and then it has a set of dies with it. It also features the Golden Garden acetate paper, which actually coordinates with the designer series paper, so it overlays on top and creates a really beautiful effect. You can see the overlay here, but it actually perfectly matches the designer series paper. So here they used it, but with one of the, what I call B sides, right, the reverse side. It also features this really beautiful fine art ribbon that has gold in it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's beautiful. And then it features the gold, the gilded leaf embellishment, which is a pot of this embellishment powder. Aha, I think I know where it is. Yep, found it. And because I put it with my embellishing, my gilding. And this is the beautiful stamp set. And it's a two-step stamp set, so you can add texture and detail to the flowers. And I think they did a really nice job in this sample showing that. The other thing that it features is this beautiful painted texture 3D embossing folder. And in this sample, they actually added just a little bit of color to it with a sponge dauber or a sponge, so that it really highlights this. So it kind of looks like, you know, paint spackles. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Kathy, because that was really going to bug me. So, so it's a beautiful, beautiful suite. You could get pieces or parts of it, but I'm going to show you a really fun card that I designed. So let me get this out of here. And, all right, we're going to get these out. And here is what we're going to do. So, and my child stole one piece of this, so I will. So this is what we're going to make, and then I have a really cute bookmark that we're going to put in here. So this is a bookmark style card, and I think that bookmarks are a really nice thing to send. I have a lot of readers in my life, and so hopefully you do too. And what's nice about this is it features the gold gilding, and I'm going to kind of give you some tips on the gilding and show you how to use that if you haven't played with it yet. And then it also has a place to write, but it's not overly large, which is nice. And it features the designer series paper. So I'm going to give you the measurements and everything on how to make this. And we're going to use this one. And then I have a couple of extra of these kits. So if you're interested in getting one of these, I would highly encourage you to place an order with me. I will be doing, I will be sending these kits, and the first person that places an order on the hostess code after tonight will get their very own bag of gilded leafing, which this bag, it looks like it doesn't have a lot. There's actually a ton in here, and I'm going to show you how a little goes a long way. How many of you have played with the gilded leafing? I'm always curious to see how many people are brave enough to do that. delay on Facebook is profound for sure. All right, so in order to create this really fun bookmark card, it's just a standard card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, right? And then we've scored it at 4 1/4, and we've scored it at 2 1/8, right? So it creates this flap back, right? And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna leaf this piece right here, this edge, and then we're going to trim it. So the gilded leafing is beautiful. It blows up. So I actually put mine, the container it's in is really small. And so I actually put mine in a larger sort of, you know, Tupperware container, just so it would have some room to breathe. And so I could kind of, you know, monitor how much I have, because I feel like that tub is deceiving for sure. And then you are generally supposed to use it with what I would call a dry adhesive. So a wet adhesive like Tombow would probably not be the best thing to use unless you used a little of it, or you used, you let it get tacky. So I think that things like glue dots, using the heat and stick powder, which is beautiful, or the tear and tape is a really easy way to do it. So we're just going to do the tear and tape, and we're going to lay a piece of tear and tape down, and we're going to, I'm going to put this in front of me so I can see, but then I promise I'll move it back to you. So we're just going to lay a piece of tear and tape all the way, except, I'm going to need some tear and tape from my friend. All right, let me go borrow some. Marianne has more tear and tape than I do. Hey, Laura, I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you too. Kind of crazy when your kid has more tear and tape and some craft supplies than you do. See her nice full roll of tear and tape. So yeah, and Laura, you didn't get to come to my class on Saturday. So I actually held this as a class on Saturday. It was a lot of fun, and we did this for a retreat. It was a really fun time. We had a good, it was good. But Laura had to go, and so she didn't get to take my class. So now you're here, so it'll just be like taking it. All right, so here we go. All right, so we've got our tear and tape, and we've got our strip here, and I'm gonna use a Gilding Glove because I find that I have a lot of moisture on my hands, and it sticks to this. All this is a cotton glove. You can get them online. I found them on Amazon. It's not necessary, but I don't like sticking to stuff. And you see how I opened it and now it's starting to like, almost like fly around. This is a pretty messy task. I'm gonna go with it's a very messy task. Oh, that's a big chunk. I don't want that to, oh, don't roll away. No, no, no. Come back here. I have the fan on in my office, which I would not recommend. All right, here. There. Good. I was using the glove earlier, and it was working pretty well, but now I'm thinking maybe just using my hand will be okay. All right, so I'm going to kind of rub it. So for the rubbing, I do find that the glove is nice. Kind of like so if it's still sticky, that means you haven't put enough of the gilding down, right? And so we can kind of get some pieces, and we can maybe get a tiny piece over here just for that edge right there. And so once the sticky's gone, then that should mean that you've got enough of the gilding down, that you've done a good job and you've gilded it well. But you don't want to have any more sticky. And so if you've got a couple more pieces of sticky, no, not that much. I would definitely recommend not having the fan on in your office when doing this. Don't breathe too heavy. We actually found wearing our masks this weekend was helpful when doing this, just because then you weren't breathing all over your project, right? Which is really nice. So, all right, there we go. Kind of just get a little bit more on that edge. Nice. All right, there we go. A little bit more. Awesome. All right, so now we've got a really nice edge. We don't have a ton of extra, which is good. And there might be a few little pieces that fly here and there, but I find that that's probably the easiest and cleanest way to work with it, working just in little tiny doses. But now we've got this super shiny piece here, right? And I was asked the other day about how it compares to gold heat embossing. And so I had a little sample to show you, and it might not show up super great. So this is the gold heat embossing, and this is the gold gilding. What you'll notice is that the heat embossing retains a little bit more of the detail. I think that the gold gilding makes it much more abstract. They're both shiny, but when not in the light, you can definitely tell that there's more of a dull gold to the embossing. And, oh, hey, Lynn, and a, you know, a real shiny gold to the gilding piece. So, oh, I get it about saving money, Laura. Yes, I'm all about, yes, picking and choosing our priorities, right? So, making soup. Lynn, what soup are you making? You make it look so easy. Well, I've learned how to contain it, I think, Kathy. I think that's the biggest, that's the key, is contain it. I also think that I would not gold gild like Christmas cards or something, right? I'm not going to make 20 of these. She makes everything look easy. Ha, you're hilarious, Lynn. I will just tell you that no one's getting gold gilding on their Christmas cards this year. So everybody take your expectations down a notch for sure. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're just going to cut a little corner off of this. I did not measure it. I know, wild times. But we're creating that pocket for the bookmark. And then we're going to take the tear and tape. And in order for this to work, you have to make a very narrow, like this has got to be very, very close to the edge when you make this little pocket, or else your little bookmark's not going to slide in here. And it's definitely a narrow bookmark. So, you know, this isn't like a huge bookmark that we're making. Just FYI to, you know, bring your expectations here. But I'm going to go ahead and make this little pocket. Excellent. We'll fold that guy back. There we go. And then I'm going to, all right, I've got my inside pieces. So I've got two pieces. I've got a piece of the DSP, and I could go either way. I think I'm going to go with the bolder one because I think I really like that. And they are 2 inches by 5 1/4. Each of these is. And so it kind of makes like a really nice, you know, perfect inside piece. And this still gets hidden behind that panel, so they don't see the white piece. So we're just going to go ahead and glue that guy down. Let's get that inside done. And we'll get the other inside. Okay. Just butt that right up against that, and then hopefully, yep, pretty good. Looks good. All right. Chicken, pinto beans, and kale. Ooh, chipotle chili spice. Wow. Well, Lynn, that sounds delicious. We had a nice spaghetti meal tonight. That was good. So, all right. So with the dies from the art gallery set, which they are really nice, the art gallery die set includes some really cool dies. So it has the leaf. It has 2 of these labels, a short one and a long one. These are kind of fun labels. It has the die for the flower. It also has a die for the smaller flower, a die for the flower bundle. And then it has this, it says just want to say. And this just want to say is, right, just want to say happy birthday or congratulations or good luck or sorry or whatever, right? So I'm actually going to make this one sorry. my mom had to put her dog down. I think I'll do I'm Thinking of You. She had to put her dog to sleep, and it's very sad. This was like her last dog. You know, she's older, and I know that was a really tough decision, and now she's feeling very COVID alone. I think she talked to the dog a lot, so, which don't we all, but yeah, so yeah, I'm so glad. Patsy and Lynn both came to my card class on Sunday, and that was really fun, and they're like, oh, I see you on the Facebook chat all the time, so it's nice to make friends. All right, so we've got our little label, and then I'm gonna grab 2 colors for the flower. I'm gonna grab Petal Pink and Flirty Flamingo, because those are pretty colors. And we're going to stamp our flower. So we've got 2 pieces to the flower. We've got the large piece that has more, more coverage, right? That we'll do in the light color. And then the smaller piece is got less coverage, right? So that we'll do in the dark. And everyone asked me this weekend, they're like, do you do the dark one first or the light one first? So I think it's a matter of preference, but especially when you're going to stamp with something as light as Petal Pink, I would highly recommend that you go Flirty Flamingo first. So I would do the dark piece first because it'll help guide where I need to put my light one. If I stamp my light one first, then I'm not going to be able to see where to line up my dark one. So I'm going to go Flirty Flamingo first and Petal Pink second. And my stamp pads need to be re-inked. So that's why I was stamping them so hard. Nice. I think I got it. Beautiful. Well done. There we go. We've got a beautiful flower. And then we've got this nice die, and we're just going to pass it through the machine, the emboss and cut machine. And I'm actually going to use the little one because I like my little machine. I think it's really handy. This weekend at retreat, hardly anybody had seen the little one. They were like, oh, is that the little machine? They're like, oh. You could hear everybody getting excited about it. So that was good. All right, so we've got our little machine. And I'm going to move a couple pieces out of the way so that we don't make a mess. It is little. All right, so we've got 1, 2. And we've got our little die that's going to go on here. There was new stampers at that retreat this weekend, Laura, like people who had never used the Big Shot or anything, like, or the Stamp and Cut die machine. I was like, oh. Or they hadn't used, like, they definitely hadn't used the new machine, but there was a couple of people who had never done anything. It was exciting. I love new stampers, like, because they're always like, what? They're just so amazed at what they did. It's always so cool. All right. So, nice. Now we've got that. Now we've got this. Now we've got this. Good. Getting all of our pieces together. Okay. So, and then the last piece I wanted to show you is this golden acetate paper. So the acetate paper has, and I might have peeled it off of this one, but we'll see. It has a little film. I think I peeled it off of this one already, but it's got a film on the back side. And I had brand new stampers in my class. And this, look how this overlays on here. So here's our paper, right? And then look at how it just draws out all the details. Isn't that gorgeous? And it was funny, someone asked me, they're like, did you like emboss that? I was like, no, it comes like that. They're like, what? I was like, it comes like that. Like it, you know, you buy this and you buy this and you put them together and boom, magic. They're like, what? That's crazy. I was like, I know, it's really cool. All right, so if you're looking to recreate this card at home, the this, the bookmark, the white piece, kind of the base piece, is 1 3/4. Yeah, 1 3/4. I was just making sure. And then I made the layering piece pretty tight, so I did 1 5/8. Yeah, 1 5/8. Now, I did not glue this acetate to here to make the bookmark because I feel like the adhesive will show. Now, Stamp and Seal, it won't show, but I don't like it. I don't like gluing acetate paper down. I don't really like gluing vellum down either. Did you like how I threw that? That was good. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold it together and hole punch. And then we've got this beautiful art gallery ribbon, which I don't think does it justice. It's like this beautiful, like Sahara sand kind of color with gold in it, and it's just stunning. I did the 2 pieces of this and this before I cut it. Yes, Patsy, I did. I lined them up together and I cut them together. So when I was running these larger pieces through my cutter, I did layer the acetate and the DSP together, and I like cut them together. So thanks, Sharon. So now we've got a really cute bookmark, and you could stamp something on here if you really wanted to. I don't think it's necessary. So now I'm going to slide this bad boy in here, and it's pretty tight. I mean, I will tell you. And I could trim this up. I don't know if these scissors are sharp enough. I don't know where my snips are. Again, I blame my child, but you know, I think I'm going to do like this. Nice. All right, so we've got our little bookmark. And now we've got our label and we've got our little piece here. So I'm just gonna put a little snail on this guy, get him down. Okay, and then I'm gonna hang this over here. So I'm probably just gonna put a couple little mini dimensionals. I will say I think the minis are, the bigs are too big here. But ooh, hey, where did that go? There we go. I think 3 minis on here will do just fine. And I'm only putting it on the left-hand side because I'm gonna kind of support it over here. So I don't want it to be, but it looks like I could maybe use one more there. So I might sneak another under there. No one will know, right? There, haha. Great. And then I'm going to put this on, but also with dimensionals. I just don't want to, I don't want a dimensional like this part. So I kind of hold it there so that I don't put dimensionals under there. And then I keep my finger there so that I don't forget to not dimensional it. Because I'll go all gung-ho, and then next thing you know, I'll have glued my whole card together. Nice. So now we have a beautiful card with a bookmark, right? And a really sweet area to write a note. And hey, Kim. And does the acetate have a kind of static to it? It does have a little bit of a cling. Yeah, Lynn, it does. And so I feel like when, you know, when my mom, like if she pulls this out and she's, oh, that is tight. There we go. I was just pulling wrong. It does have a cling to it. I mean, you know, it's gonna, you know, it's not going to go very far. I don't think it's super slippery. But the one thing I'll warn you is if you place an order and you get one of these kits, just know that the pieces that I include in yours probably have not had, see how this looks a little duller? So let me show you. There's this cling on the back, see? And so you want to make sure you peel that off, that cling. Can you see that little saran wrappy stuff on the back? It's almost thinner than saran wrap, so. Yay! Kim, I showed off your card earlier. So the other, Kim's on my team, and she's awesome. And the card that definitely got the most comments this weekend was her card. And she used the garden acetate paper, and she used the heat and stick powder and the gold gilding. She's much braver than me. I just used the Terran tape in this because I am not that brave. And I think that I just think that it's beautiful. The gold gilding is gorgeous, but I just think that that heat and stick powder is really finicky for me. So, and you used the embossing folder. You did a lovely job. So you can kind of see beautiful cards. I'm so glad you like the bookmark card. I hope you make lots of these. My mother loves reading. She loves reading real books still. She goes to the library. Now during COVID, they give her a bag of books. She tells them what she wants and they bag up some books for her, which is really sweet. So, yeah, I think she'll really like this card, and I think that this is a fun one to make, and I hope that you tackle the gold gilding. It's not that scary. And then as a reminder, the first person to place an order gets a bag of gold gilding, which is surprisingly voluminous. So I'm excited to mail out some card packets, and please let me know if you've got any questions. Oh, I can definitely show the other cards. So let's see, I've got mine. So I've got this one, which is, it has the acetate, but then kind of the B side of the paper, which is beautiful. And then this one is a fancy fold as well, in addition to being awesome. One of the things I like about this one is she used this little bar of gold foil paper behind there to really make that stand out, and I really liked that. I thought that was beautiful, and she tied a beautiful bow. So, and then this one's beautiful because it shows that art gallery embossing folder really well because she added some sponging to it, so you can really see the texture, which I thought was nice. And then this one just used the repeated stamping in the background to kind of make her own DSP, which I thought was lovely, and using that frame was really smart. That's kind of a tricky frame to use, so that's kind of a nice... It's a skinny one, and I don't know, sometimes I don't know what to do those. So yeah, lots of sample cards to look at, lots of beautiful things. It's a beautiful suite, and I can't wait to see what you guys make with it. So if you're not on the C2C creations page, I've got a group where my Stampin' friends like to hang out. We all like to create stuff. Let me make sure these are actually in the shot. And then it's that time. The retiring list is about to come out. So the retiring colors and the in colors are going away. Rococo Rose and Pretty Peacock and Terracotta Tile and Purple Posy and Seaside Spray. And the retiring stamps and everything are going to come out too. So things are about to get really wild in Stampin' Up! Land, and we would love to have you join us in class. I've got bingo next Friday. Again, today's the deadline for bingo. And today is the deadline for Paper Pumpkin. And the Paper Pumpkin this month comes with 4 beautiful stencils and a sponge. This is a free gift, so it's not part of the kit per se. The kit has 8 cards, stamps, ink, the whole 9 yards. But this is a free gift, and I'll be showing how to work with this, and everyone who subscribes with me will get a card to use these stencils. I will probably tackle the mountain stencil because I think it is the coolest looking one. But they're all really pretty, and I think they're going to be a lot of fun to use. So thanks, y'all. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Have a great day. Happy Wednesday, and we'll talk again. Bye.